This is an interesting moment on the world power stage. Other than Israel, at this time, there are no Middle Eastern countries with a nuclear weapon. At least that they've admitted, and I think the consensus of those who track such things is there is no nation in the Middle East other than Israel with a nuclear bomb. And how did Israel get a nuclear bomb, you might ask? Well, the CIA broke into, burglarized, a United States nuclear materials repository run by the military, where we kept the uranium, and plutonium for our nuclear program. The CIA broke into another U.S. government facility and took uranium and surreptitiously gave it to the Israelis. This is decades ago. Okay? That's how the Israelis got their first couple of bombs. Okay? Because they did not have the technology at the time to create the weapons-grade uranium, so the CIA gave it to them by breaking into another government facility. Lovely stuff. Ugly history. But be that as it may, the reality on the world stage today is that no Middle Eastern country other than Israel has the bomb. And that is in short order about to change, unless we act. You know, I've had people say to me, for the United States to stop another country from having a nuclear weapon is hypocritical. It's a sovereign nation just like we're a sovereign nation. If we can have a nuclear weapon, they can have a nuclear weapon. I just find it hypocritical to say that we can have it and they can't. And, okay, maybe so. But I would rather be on a national level, I would rather be a live hypocrite than a dead person who said, if we can do it, everybody can do it. If we can do it, everybody can do it. Doesn't it sound like if everybody jumped off the Empire State Building, would you? Just a platitude. If we can do it, everybody can do it. If we have the right, then everybody has the right. Well, that's a great platitude until you're dead. Or that's a great platitude until 250,000 of us are dead. Thought 9/11 was bad? Iran sponsors terrorism around the world. And they're about to get a bomb. Hello? Eventually, if we take a hands-off perspective, they're going to continue their research, continue. And pretty soon they're going to start producing, pretty soon being measured in a handful of years, they're going to start producing what are euphemistically called suitcase nukes. Because a nuclear bomb is not a small thing, okay? But you can get it small, you just diminish the yield. In other words, a suitcase nuke is not suitable to put on the end of your ICBM and send it halfway around the world because the yield just isn't going to be big enough when it detonates to use that way. A suitcase nuke is more the kind of thing that we would equate with a battlefield nuke, okay? As opposed to a strategic nuke. But my friends, a nuclear bomb is a nuclear bomb is a nuclear bomb. Yes, they're big ones and small ones, but even the smallest nuclear bomb is hellacious. And Iran sponsors terrorism around the world. And Ahmadinejad would have absolutely no compunction about setting off a nuclear bomb in the United States. None. Zero. If he could arrange nuclear bombs to detonate in the United States and it couldn't be tracked back to him, back to Iran, because he knows we'd turn their sandy little nation into a sheet of glass. But if he could arrange to have it done in such a way that it couldn't be tracked back to Iran, he would do it tomorrow and with a smile on his face. Now, If we do nothing, they will get the bomb. If we do nothing, they will continue their research. As they continue their research, they will make their bombs smaller and smaller. The technology's out there. And eventually they will have suitcase nukes. And eventually, mark my words, as soon as they are able through some, remember this is an oil-rich nation, as soon as they are able through some black market transaction to get some uranium that can't be traced to them, but yet they have the ability to build suitcase nukes from this untraceable uranium, guess what? Job one, plant them in U.S. cities and detonate them anonymously. That's where this is going. I want you to know that. For people who say, well, you know, it's hypocritical, that's where this is going. If we let them proceed with their nuclear weapons program, the end game for Iran, for Azerbaijan, is to place suitcase nukes in the heart of U.S. cities and detonate them. Nothing gives that man wood more than that dream. So, we go back to the question. Either people find it acceptable for Iran to be a nation in possession of nuclear weapons, or we don't. I fall on the don't side. I live in a little town in the middle of nowhere in the Nevada desert. I'm not going to get blown up when those 10 or 12 or 15 suitcase nukes go off simultaneously across the major cities of the United States. So I'm not worried about my rear end, but I'm worried about my nation. I'm worried about my fellow Americans. I'm worried about you. So my vote has to be, because I care whether or not that happens, my vote has to be, no, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Because that's my vote, then with that comes the inevitable conclusion that force must be applied now. 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 Not a month from now, not 6 months from now. Now. I don't care whether it's done by us. I don't care whether it's done by some sort of NATO conglomerate where there's, 2 jets from Germany, 2 from the United States, 2 from France. I don't care. Or whether we send the Israelis to do it as our proxy. I don't care. All I care about is that the Iranian nuclear weapons program is demolished and thoroughly destroyed right now. I'm Dave Champion. Stay with me. I'll be back right after these words.